Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this virtual event. Here to provide you step-by-step guidance to complete an application for a Dallas ISD choice school or specialty program. We are so glad you are here, and this webinar will also be in Spanish.
Buenas noches, bienvenidos a este seminario web. En unos momentos vamos a empezar a interpretar al español. Si desea escuchar esta presentación en español, pueden seleccionar la opción en español en la parte inferior derecha de la pantalla, en el mundo. Si por algún motivo no escucha al intérprete, regrese al inglés y vuelva a intentar la opción en español. Si aún no funciona, favor de avisarnos por el chat o por el Q&A. Desafortunadamente, la opción de interpretación no es compatible con computadoras Chromebook. Les recomendamos que intenten entrar a la reunión utilizando un teléfono celular, un iPhone o un Android, una computadora PC, un iPad o un tablet para escuchar la reunión en español. Gracias. Go ahead, Jessica.
Awesome. Thank you, Alejandra. Well, we are just so glad you were able to join us this evening because you will receive step-by-step guidance through the application, and our program experts will be answering your questions throughout this webinar. Now, if you're able, I'd really recommend you pull up www.dallasisd.org/choose-DallasISD on your computer to either start a new application or open your existing application and follow along as we go through the steps. If you are unable to follow along on your computer this evening, don't worry about it because we are going to be recording this webinar and you will be able to view it tomorrow at www.dallasisd.org/choose-DallasISD. I also want to let you know that our application deadline has been extended to February 7th. Our goal is to help get your questions answered so that you can submit your applications ASAP. Additionally, we do have folks on the phone ready to help you. Just call 972-925-5560. They will be there until 8 p.m. tonight and from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. during the rest of the week. Now, we are going to hear from Keisha Crowder-Davis, who will be sharing more about our new application system, School Finder system, and showing us step-by-step how to complete the application. Take it away, Keisha.
Good evening, Dallas ISD families. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes with us this afternoon as we choose Dallas ISD and help you discover all of the options that we have available. On your screen, you're seeing a picture or a slide of what our website looks like. So I am going to share my screen and take you live to the district's website. Do you see my screen?
Yes.
All right. Let me enlarge it there. Okay. All right. In order to find our Choose Dallas ISD website, if you go to, as Jessica says, www.dallasisd.org. Once you get to that landing page, if you click on, in the middle of the page, the Choose Dallas ISD icon, it will take you directly to our homepage. All right, on this page, you're able to find all kinds of information regarding all of the awesome programs that are available for you and for your students. In the middle of the page, you see the Find Your School options. If you click on that icon, that will take you to our School Finder. Our School Finder is our shopping mall of school offerings. You're able to search, number one, by your neighborhood school, because that's your first choice, families, your neighborhood school. So you see the box there, you're able to enter your home address. I'm going to enter 9400 North Central Expressway. I'm going to search for a student entering middle school. So I'm going to search, and the first thing that came up was Benjamin Franklin International Exploratory Academy, because this is my zoned school. So I'm able to search, you see, by distance. You're able to search by performance of the school, meaning how the school is rated by the Texas Education Agency and by the district. I'm able to search middle schools in alpha order. Okay. Now,
sorry, real quick question. How would I know what school is the best option for my child?
Well, it depends on what your student is interested in. So this, I'm about to take you to our next box over here to help you search by interest. Okay, I told you in the beginning, I was looking for a 6th grade program. So the second box on the page, help me find a school or program of choice. I'm going to click on 6th grade, continue. I'm going to once again enter my address. Now, at this point, it asks me, what are you interested in? Are you looking for a transformation school? Are you looking for a magnet school? Are you looking for other academic programs? I'm going to say, I just want to know. If I put transformation schools, what am I looking for? A Montessori, a STEAM, personalized learning, visual and performing arts, or single gender? If I also click on magnet programs, it tells me the type of magnet programs that we have in the districts. If I click on other academic programs, I mean, look at all of the offerings that we have here in Dallas. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to say I'm interested in single gender. I'll say I'm interested in STEAM. I'm interested in single gender, and I'm interested in dual language. Now, it gives me 3 options here. What's most important to you? The best fit for your students. This school has a lot of the things I'm interested in. School performance. The school is achieving and has good results, or am I interested in the location? I'm going to say I'm looking for a best fit, Jessica, because that's what you asked about. All right. Best fit that came up for my 6th grade student who's interested in single gender, right here. Solar Preparatory School for Girls at James Bonham. It tells me all about the campus. My match score, it gave me 4 of the 6 things that I was interested in. If I look at KB Polk Center for the Academically Talented and Gifted, it gave me 3 of the 6, or it offers 3 of the 6 things that I'm interested in. If I click on the name of the school, it takes me to a page that gives me all the information about the school, the grades, the address, the phone number. It takes me to the school's website. It tells me the type of program that's at the school. It's a transformation school. It gives me an overview of the program, the hours, transportation, the school performance, the programs that are available, single gender, STEAM, dual language, full day pre-K, tuition. It tells me the performance of the school. Then I'm even directed to a page that tells me how to attend the school.
Fantastic.
So that's our shopping mall. If you just want to search programs, search schools, like I said, you're able to search schools alphabetically, by distance, by performance, and by best fit. So then if I go back to the Choose Dallas ISD website, our next focus here is the application window. But before we take you to the application, I want to show you all of the information that's available on this page. You're able to search for programs. This shows you the icons of all of the programs that we offer in Dallas. Here's our P-TECH programs. If you click on the P-TECH program, there's some information about attending a pre-TECH school, the available seats that are open at each of the P-TECH programs. If you go to magnet programs, you see the exact same thing. So this icon gives you just general information that helps you to make an informed decision. If you continue to scroll on the website, you see we have a phone number here that if you need help filling out your application, our awesome One Center team is standing by on the phones right now. They can be reached at 972-925-5560. You're able to see the recorded webinars that we've had previously. Okay, sorry for scrolling so fast.
Keisha,
Then if we go,
quick, sorry, you just mentioned P-TECH. That reminded me of a popular question we get. So I want to ask our P-TECH folks, how and where can people find the specific pathways offered at our P-TECHs?
On each one of the websites, they have a number of the pathways that are offered for each one of the campuses that we service. Also, if you go to post-secondary, on that particular page, you'll see the number of pathways that we have offered.
all right, if we go to departments and scroll down to post-secondary. Post-secondary partnerships. Then this is the website, and
it gives you a view of everything that we need from you, as well as how to apply and the campuses that service our programs.
awesome. All right, I'm going to take us back to our homepage. All right, now what you've been waiting for, the application. I am going to click on here. All right, the application requires families to create a login. I know there's been lots of questions regarding the login, and our login that you have to create. You can use the same credentials that you've used previously for our InfoSnap when you register or enroll. So what we're going to do is to create an account. I'm going to use my email address. Oh, sorry. That's for parents who already have an account. I'm so sorry. Right here, if you do not have an account, please create an account. It's Tuesday afternoon. I apologize, families. Guardian first name, I'm going to put my name here. Guardian last name. Phone number. All right. This application allows you to receive text notifications. So I'm going to enable the SMS text notifications. I'm going to enter my email address here. I will confirm. And I will enter a password. Preferred language, I'd like to receive notifications in English. Preferred communication, I can receive communication via email, mail, phone, or text. I'm going to say text since I enabled the text notifications. Fire hydrant, authentication. Now I'm going to create the account. All right, this email has already been taken, is what it's telling me. So what I am going to do is I will add another email. There it is. Welcome, Keisha Davis. Then it takes me to my dashboard. On the dashboard, you're able to complete the application in all of these languages here that are available using Google Translate. If you'd like to do that, you're able to see your dashboard, your account. You'll be receiving messages based on the application here. But I'm going to start a new application. It starts here, school you're applying for, the 2021-2022. I'm going to complete an application for a student who is currently enrolled in the district. So it says, is this student currently enrolled? I'm going to say yes. Do you have the Dallas Independent School District student ID? If I say no, down at the bottom, it gives you some instructions of where you can find the student ID. But I'm going to say, yes, I have my student's ID. I will enter it here. First name, exactly as it appears on the report card. Last name, birth date, this is my test student here. Then you have some acknowledgements and some requirements of policies. So if you click on there, it says, please fill out this application form completely. It talks about falsification and misrepresentation and omission of information and the penalties that come with that. So I'm going to agree. This is a test student. The student record cannot be found. Uh-oh, did I spell his name correctly? All right. My test student is not cooperating with me. So guess what? I am going to create an application for a new student. When your family's creating an application for a student that's currently enrolled in the district and a new student, the process is exactly the same. I will show you where the difference is. So right here, it says, is this student currently enrolled in Dallas ISD? I'm going to say no. I showed you the requirements and the policies. All right, the student information. Now, if I had used my ID number or the student's ID number, this information would have been pre-populated for you families. So the ID number is pushed up against our student information system and the information carries over to the application. So right now I am going to enter my student. I will enter his birthday. Okay, a male student. Is the student Hispanic or Latino? I'll say yes. Okay, grade and upcoming school year based on the birthday. This student will be applying for 6th grade, currently in the 5th grade. Current school, once again, if this information had been pre-populated using the ID number, it would have pulled over his current school. So I'm going to say the current school is school ABC. Home address. Then if the student has an email address, here is where you would enter it. Or if the student has their own phone number, you would enter their phone number. Right here, it says what language is spoken in your home most of the time. I will say English. What language does your child speak most of the time? English. Okay. Student, now see, it told me that a student's birthday must be between 9/2/2009 and 9/1/2010 to apply for grade 6. So this application is case sensitive. It alerts you when you enter wrong information.
Our test student has lots of different birthdays. So.
Lots of different birthdays. This is a test student. All right. Right here is where we enter the parent or guardian information. Because I entered it on that first page, it carries over. So my name, Keisha Davis, is here. It's asking me for my birthday. Okay. Now, relationship to student, mother. My address carried over from where I entered it at the very beginning to create the account. Preferred contact number, my mobile number, please. So then it asked me for my mobile number. My email address carried over. Is this parent, either parent or guardian, a current Dallas ISD employee? I'm going to say yes. Now, there's an alert on question 4.13. It says if you are a Dallas ISD employee, do not enter your Dallas ISD email address here in this question for contacts, but you can enter it down here for stating that you work for the district. All right, select schools. This is where I am going to pick my schools. Now remember, my address was 9400 North Central Expressway. So it tells me that that is my zoned school. And it also gives me a note. If the box below says choose one, your student's address is likely located outside of the district boundaries. But my school here is Benjamin Franklin International Exploratory Academy. So that's my zone school. I'm able to attend that school no matter what. I do not have to apply to that school because that's my zoned school. Now, if there's a particular program that's at Benjamin Franklin, then I would have to apply for the particular program. Go ahead, Jessica.
Yeah, I was going to ask because I see one listed, but how many schools can families apply to?
Families can apply for up to 5 schools, no matter what the category, but you can only apply to 2 magnet programs. So any combination of schools, but only 2 magnet schools because of the assessments. And we would hate for families to have to sit for more than 2 assessments.
Gotcha.
So I am going to select my schools here. I'm going to select Barack Obama Male Leadership. If I click on it, it populates there for me. I'm going to select, let's see, Hector P. Garcia. I want to be a part of their IB program. I'm interested in that. I'm interested in so many offerings here. We have a brand new school, our Paul Quinn College Global IB program. And then I've heard good things about, I don't see it. Oh, here it is right here. KB Polk Center for the Academically Talented and Gifted. All right, so I have selected my schools. I'm going to continue. All right, I have 4 schools listed here. Now, this is the order that they're ranked in. If I decide, you know what, I don't know about Barack Obama Male Leadership, I'm thinking I want IB first, then I can just pick it up, click it, and it will reorder. Okay, then I will continue. Siblings. Does the student have current siblings? I'm going to say no. Transportation is very important. Do you anticipate that you will be requesting transportation to your assigned school for the 21-22 school year? I'm going to say yes. Special services. This is where we're asking if the family, does the student currently receive special education services and or have an individualized education plan? I'm going to say, I'm not sure. And then it says, prior to enrolling at your student's new school, you will need to provide a copy of this information. So I have some documents that I think may be my child's IEP. So I'm able to upload a copy of that. Okay. Does your student currently have a 504 plan. I'm going to say I'm not sure. I don't have to upload if I don't want to, either of those. It just says prior to enrolling for school. Additional questions. Because I selected Paul Quinn, which is a transformation school, there are questions that are asked. Paul Quinn IB school is a 50-50 socioeconomic diversity school. So I have to be able to provide, do you receive SNAP or TANF assistance? I'm going to say no. And then additional questions are asked. How many members are in my household? I'll say 4. How much money? What's our income? I'm able to select that this is my income here, or I'm able to say, I prefer not to answer this question regarding my family's annual income. And I understand that by not doing so, my child will be entered into the non-economically disadvantaged lottery. All right, because I selected a magnet school, there are required documents for the magnet school. So the first one that must be uploaded is a copy of the most recent report card. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to upload my report card.
Keisha,
The second required, yes.
Can I ask you a quick question? If
Sure.
someone is coming from out of state or even out of the country and they don't have the required documents, what can they do?
Nancy, you want to take that question?
Yes, if they do not have required documents, they can attach a copy of either whatever you do have. What happens then is once the school receives the application, once the application is submitted and the school receives it, they will go over all those documents. If there's something that is missing or something that the school has, because this is a Dallas ISD enrolled student, then of course that's something that we can pull up and attach. But the parent will definitely receive communication if the wrong or if a different document is attached. But you must attach something in order to move forward in the process.
All right. All right. So the next one is the students' most recent test scores, either the MAP for Dallas ISD students or the ACPs. So I'm going to upload. Okay. The next one is proof of residency, which must be uploaded. We do accept out-of-district students in magnet programs, but priority is given to in-district students first. And if available seats are remaining, then out-of-district students will, of course, receive the seats. All right, now, right here, once again, because there's some more required documents, you no longer have to upload them at every opportunity because the proof of residency, look, it transferred right over to this application, so it's already there. Right here, to be considered for entry into the economically disadvantaged lottery, I must provide my proof of income and continue. The agreements and signature, this is what you agree to. I authorize Dallas ISD to, let's see, to the best of my knowledge and belief, the answers to the questions and statements made in this application are complete and accurate. And I understand I will be required to electronically submit final registration information for my student. So these are just agreements. And if you read those, you sign them. Continue. You're able to review the application once again, all of the information that has been entered. When I get here, I decide once again, you know what? Maybe I don't want Garcia to be my first. I think I'm going to put Barack Obama once again. So I'm able to edit the application again. Let's see. Drag and drop. And do you see the alert that came up? It tells me that changes, confirmation that I made changes again. The siblings, there are none. Transportation, everything that I entered and attached is available for the review. Then I will submit. I get an alert box. This is the last step in the Choose Dallas ISD process. Please be sure that all information is correct before you continue. Then I submit and receive the information that my application is complete. It told me, it comes here and it tells me my choices, how I rank them, and everything. Then if I go to my dashboard, I'm able to see my student's application. So that was very simple. It's very detailed, but the information carries over throughout the applications. If you are a returning student, the only difference is you enter your ID number, and the information that I had to enter, the demographic information, is pre-populated for you. And that is it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Keisha. Few questions that we'll just go ahead and cover. Jorge, would you mind talking about the transfer process and yeah, what that looks like and how families can handle that? What does that look like?
Of course, thank you very much. Hello, families. Well, transfers are available for students in grades K to 12 if they wish to attend a different neighborhood school rather than their zone school. So it's part of this application process as well. And they can go ahead and choose up to 5 schools, like Ms. Keisha Carter-Davis said, that you've got up to 5 programs that you can include, and that includes the transfers. So yes, and transfers are also, the permissions are based on space availability. And sometimes the schools will also look at grades, attendance, and conduct, but space availability is the number one primary qualifications to get into a transfer school. And once you are approved once, you can remain at that school up to the highest grade level that the school offers. And so one-time permission is all you need.
Awesome. Thanks, Jorge. Well, both you and Keisha mentioned the 5 schools, being able to apply to 5 different schools. And so I think parents would want to know, like, can my child receive acceptance to all 5 schools? What does that look like exactly?
All right, you will only receive one acceptance. Now you will receive waitlist information below that's lower than you have where you've been accepted. So for instance, you pick your 5 schools. Let's say I get waitlisted at my first choice. I get accepted at my second choice. Okay, so the offer was made to your second choice. So 3, 4, and 5 will go away, but you have an offer at second choice and you're waitlisted at your first choice. Okay, so let's do another scenario. Let's say I'm waitlisted or I'm offered at first choice, then all of these go away because you receive an offer. So you can remain on the wait list for programs that are higher than where you've been selected. Does that make sense?
Yes, I think that's just a really important reminder for families to definitely prioritize, put your first choice first. Oh, sorry, Keisha, you're muted.
Oh, I am so sorry.
Right.
I said it's very important to where you prioritize and make your your choices. I would visit the Dallas ISD website. I would look at all of the available offerings for the school so you know exactly who has seats available before you make your choice.
Awesome. And when can families expect to receive notification of acceptances?
Notification will be sent out March the 8th.
Awesome. Well, I definitely want to talk about, some of our different programs and everything. So I'm just going to dive into those. This is for our dual language team. And that is, what are the testing requirements and what's that process for the dual language program? And does that vary for each school?
Yes, hello. I'm Kayla Carrillo. There are no testing requirements for a child to enter a two-way dual language program. If the child is English language proficient, we would need to determine the English language proficiency in order to determine if the student qualifies as a bilingual student. But for a student that is interested in participating in dual language and is not Spanish proficient, we welcome you. There's no requirements at all. They are welcome to look at the schools of the preference and enroll in there. And the next step is just an interview with the school in charge.
Perfect. Thank you for that info. Our next question is for early learning, and that's for if parents will be applying for a pre-K program. Can you talk to us a little bit about that process? Are they going to need to complete 2 rounds of applications? What does that look like pre-K?
Yes, hi, good evening. This is Maria. Yes, so we're currently taking applications, as Keisha Crowder-Davis already explained, for our transformations and specialized campuses, our magnet programs, right? They do include pre-K. We currently have 10 campuses that are accepting applications. 2 of them are magnets, and then the other ones are part of the transformation schools. 4 of them offer pre-K3, and the rest of them include pre-K3 and pre-K4. So the applications that we currently have open is for that specific program, but the pre-K registration, regardless if you're part of the specialty campuses or just neighborhood schools, you will have the opportunity to complete your registration as a student beginning April 1st. So our neighborhood campuses, they will have their open enrollment beginning April 1st. The applications that we're taking in right now is for our magnets and transformation schools, which includes Montessori setting, includes personalized learnings, also for pre-K, arts, and magnets. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Thank you, Maria. That's very helpful. So yeah, families definitely figure out what you are wanting right now for pre-K so you can know exactly what to do and how to move forward in selecting and applying for those pre-K programs if necessary. All right, let's go over, Keisha mentioned it, that, in the example application she gave, that there is a sibling preference. You can indicate that siblings might attend a school. So I would like to talk to our magnets, OTI, and PTech programs. And if you could tell me about the sibling preference for each of those programs, that would be awesome. Let's start with magnets.
Excuse me, I can talk a little bit about the magnet sibling preference. So we have 2 sibling rules that apply for magnet. We have one that applies to Dealey and Stone, in which students who pass the assessment are given priority and placed. And then we have a sibling preference at our elementary and middle schools, and that is students who pass the assessment get an additional 5 points awarded on their application assessment, and then they are placed in rank order from highest to lowest.
Thank you, Nancy. Would OTI like to share next about sibling preference?
Sure, I can do that. So for our transformation schools, we also have a sibling preference. When you apply, please indicate that. And the way it works for transformation is if you already have a student that's attending, a sibling that's attending, you will be placed in the sibling priority bucket for our lottery. If the students are applying together, we will still link them in your application. And so they will be given a preference as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Nicole. And last but not least, PTech, sibling preference.
At this time, we do not have a sibling preference with regards to enrolling in the PTech and early college programs. If your students are wanting to attend the same school, they would have to register or enroll on that campus and just go through the same process as any other student enrolling and being recruited for the PTech and early college programs.
Great, thank you, Tivia. All right, and we have a question for Career Institutes. Is for students interested in a Career Institute, is this the application that they need to complete that Keisha just showed us?
Yes, so for Career Institutes, we're open enrollment. So we do not have a specific application process. Instead, what we do have is an interest form, which can be found on the Dallas ISD website as well, or dallasisd.org/Career Institutes. And you'll choose either the North, South, or the East campus. Once we receive that interest form, we will automatically contact the high school counselor of the high school that feeds into your middle school.
Awesome, thanks, Darian. Follow-up question to that. Since it is open enrollment, is there a deadline for indicating interest or selecting a career institute?
Yeah, so for us, there's no deadline. Of course, we want you to have enough time to sit down with your high school counselor for that choice sheet. But for us, we'll be accepting all the way through the summer as well. So we found ourselves being more of an option for the students who may not be accepted into another program, or a student who feels as if they want another option, hands-on career, something of that sort. So easy response will be no, there's no deadline in this moment.
Awesome, thank you. And thank you, Keisha, so much for all that wealth of information, as well as all of our panelists just now. Thank you so much. We're going to dive into some more questions now. And starting off, we have a question from a parent of, what about special education choice schools? What does that look like?
All of our students, all of our programs, accept students who are on a 504 or an IEP plan. We ask that for magnet schools, you provide us with a copy of your 504 or your IEP, and we're able to make sure that when you take your assessment, we provide you with the accommodations. For our choice programs, I'm going to allow Nicole to answer that question.
For our transformation schools, we also accept students with special needs. And so we too ask that in your application, if your child has an IEP, that you upload that so we can learn a little more about them and share with you what offerings we have at our campuses as well.
Awesome.
With the P-TECH and early college programs, all students are encouraged to apply no matter your grade average or socioeconomic. So we definitely would love for any student who is identified as SPED or 504, you are able to apply.
Same for dual language.
Same thing for student transfers. The only thing is that when you're transferring to another school, just to include your IEP, just to be sure that that new school has the services that your child needs.
And for career institutes, it's the same. We accept any students with SPED or 504, although you will be enrolled specifically into a high school setting. In our school, in our program is more in addition to your high school, you will have your SPED, all those advisors on your home campus. And then we do have our SPED department here on campus, which we will accommodate those 504 and any other accommodations that you may have.
Awesome. Did we get everyone? I think so. I think all our departments shared. Thank you so much. We have a question about if a student is already in a choice school or program, do they need to re-register through this application, or do they need to do nothing? Can we give a little clarity on that question?
If the student's already enrolled at, and this is for Magnet, and I believe for the other choice programs, if they are enrolled in a choice program, they automatically roll over the next year. If the student maybe applied to a program and were accepted but did not attend that year, then yes, they will need to apply for the next year.
And that's the same with our transformation programs as well. So if you're currently at that campus, you're guaranteed that seat for next year. And then you'll just do the regular enrollment for a new school year, the next.
Awesome. Thank you guys. That's very helpful. This is a basic question of just a general, how do schools select their students? What does that look like?
So for Magnet, the selection process, we do have a selection process, which we use a formula where we take the 30 30% of the students who score highest on their assessment, and the remaining 70% are taken by feeder pattern, and that's their high school feeder pattern.
For transformation schools, we use a lottery system. And so there are two types of lotteries. Your child might be entered in based on your economic status. And so that's why it's really important in our application that if you want to be considered for the economically disadvantaged lottery, that you submit your proof of income. Within those two lotteries at every campus, there are priorities for each school. And so that could be sibling, that could be the area, if you're in a feeder pattern, a certain feeder pattern, or if you're near that actual campus. And so all of our schools have different priorities and it's a randomized lottery. And so students are selected at random based on those priorities.
With P-TECH and early college programs, when a student applies to a specific campus or program, if selected, they will be notified to interview. And if they are identified as a suitable match, then they will receive the notification via district protocols.
All right, I think we got all that covered. Let's talk about the assessment phase. Someone is wondering to know, when does the assessment phase begin and what does that process look like?
So the assessment phase is only for magnet programs. For students applying to magnet programs, they do need to take an assessment that is scheduled at the campus. And that begins as soon as you submit your application. Someone will contact you, possibly by email or even a phone call, to schedule that assessment. All those assessments are graded, and decisions on students are made, or that we go through our selection process after all assessments have been completed. But of course, assessments are only for magnet programs.
Thank you, Nancy. This next question will be for our pre-K team. I have a 4-year-old at a partner pre-K school. He is supposed to go into kindergarten next year, but he is at a first grade level. What options do I have to help determine what school or programs would be best to apply for?
So I encourage the parents to get familiar with the programs that we have. We have so many options. So as I mentioned before, since he's going to be in kindergarten, so they have more options than just our 10 campuses that I was mentioning. So the Montessori system, they have different levels in the classroom. So I want them to look, probably you can go and look into the programs that we have and learn more about them. What is what is the student want to do? Maybe they're interested in arts, they're interested in STEM, they're interested in, so look at what are their skills and what they want to be doing and how to engage them. And then probably you're gonna be finding the right program for your family. So think more about the program than the grade level, because the age, it's going to be 5 and kindergarten is fine. So I think you have to find the program that is going to fit the needs and the interests of your kid first, and then you go from there.
Awesome, thanks, Maria. We have a family asking about, sounds like they might be moving in the middle of the school year, and if they can stay at their current school, even if their address is changing.
Okay, there is policy that says that if you do move, you will be able to remain up to the end of the semester when you move. So they can absolutely stay, or they can go ahead and move on to their new school. But yes, they can absolutely stay. Now, if they want to continue past the school year and for next year, then they would definitely be applying for a transfer if they no longer live in that zone. Excellent question. It does happen a lot.
Thank you, Jorge. That's very helpful. Hold on, let me find our next question. All right, are feeder patterns a part of middle school magnet acceptance as well?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that question, Jessica?
Yeah, are feeder patterns a part of middle school magnet acceptance as well? So yeah, maybe just talk a little bit about what's the difference between like feeder patterns and magnets and
Yes.
what that looks like.
So feeder patterns, or these are high schools that are zoned to your home address. And they are part of the selection process for all magnet applications, any grade level. Once you apply, we assign, or we identify what feeder pattern or what high school your home is zoned to. And each high school gets a certain percent of seats based on enrollment. So yes, feeder patterns are part of the magnet selection process, and it applies to all grade levels or all applications.
Awesome, thanks, Nancy. Let's talk a little bit about, many of our programs are very hands-on, such as Montessori, project-based learning, that sort of thing. What have those programs looked like, and how are those being implemented during these COVID times?
Hi, I can talk a little bit about Montessori first. Of course, Montessori, you have multi-age classrooms and lots of hands-on materials. Students work on mats, they can work independently or collaboratively. Lots of the materials are prepared in advance. And during COVID times, we've really worked with our campuses and families to provide some hands-on activities for them to take home if they're doing virtual learning. The teachers also continue to model, with the real manipulatives and materials, so the students still get to experience that as best they can. We also have some digital programs that are aligned to the Montessori curriculum to help them virtually experience those pieces. For project-based learning, we're really looking at a lot of technology that's happening with those campuses. They're doing cross-curricular pieces where they're integrating science, social studies, reading, language arts, and math into projects where they're applying real-world problems and problem solving. And so they may be interviewing people in the community to help solve a real problem that they're experiencing in their neighborhood.
Awesome, thank you, Nicole. This next question, earlier Keisha had mentioned the new Paul Quinn Global campus. So would someone be able to tell us a little bit more about that school and what is going to be the highest grade level offered, and will it have athletics?
Sure. So our Paul Quinn school is going to be located at Paul Quinn College. We will start with 6th and 7th grade this fall, and we'll be adding a grade level every year. And so eventually the school will build out to be a 6th through 12th grade school. We will be applying to become an IB school. And so that curriculum will be happening, lots of critical thinking, opportunities for our students. Again, real world application will be stressed there. They'll be offering higher level coursework. One difference I do want to mention, as a transformation school, there are no entry, academic entry requirements. So though there will be a rigorous curriculum, anyone is welcome to apply to that campus.
Awesome, that's very exciting. Thank you so much for sharing that info. Let's talk a little bit about our neighborhood schools. Is February 7th also the deadline for enrollment at our neighborhood schools as well?
Actually, the deadline is to apply for a transfer at that time. But what's going to happen if we still have available seats in all of these programs, we will reopen the application, families. So check back frequently to make sure that if you did not receive your choices or if you missed the application process this time around, there will be a second round application that's reopening that has, still some very good choices available for you to apply to.
Awesome. Thank you, Keisha. Our next question is in particular from a parent from Griner Middle School, and that is, how can a student change arts guilds for next year within their existing magnet school? So if currently in band, how can I switch to theater for the next school year?
Well, we're going to ask you to reach out to your campus and let them know that you're interested in a schedule change, and they will give you the protocols and how to make that happen. So reach out to Griner, speak with the principal Rojas over there. Yvonne is amazing, and she will give you the process that you need to follow.
Perfect. Thank you, Keisha. For the application system, can I make another account if I can't remember my email or password, or is there a way to recover my email or password?
I thought, Nancy, you were going to take that. Oh, go ahead.
Yes, I answered the question also on the chat. Parents can click the I forgot my password link right underneath the login to reset the password. If they're still having issues with that, we can be reached at the 972-925-5560, and we'll be more than happy to help you change or assist you with your password.
Awesome. Thank you, Nancy. This is next question is coming from TA. She's asking, I live in Glen Heights, but I work as a teacher assistant for a partnership pre-K school in Pleasant Grove. Would my child be able to attend a Dallas ISD school closer to the Dallas ISD partnership school I work at?
Maria, I think that has a lot to do with pre-K.
And so the question is she a DISD employee? Because you can work in a pre-K partnership or be part under the pre-K, for the daycare program. So if she is a district employee, yes, of course, you can bring it for pre-K. We don't know what is going to be the upcoming year, but as if you're a district employee, yes, you can bring your students to our district, right? I think it's the grade level that we would like to find out more about that. Mm-hmm.
And if the grade level is for K to 12, then yes, the out of district parents, people who live in Mesquite, Glen Heights, somewhere else, they can apply for a transfer. It would just be categorized as an out of district students. That's all.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. All right, we're going to ask one last question, and this is for transfer students. Can transfer students get transportation if parents are able to drop off at a location on the bus route?
That is an excellent question because it does come up a lot. All right, so there is no transportation provided for anybody who chooses to attend a school outside of their boundaries on a transfer. It's different than other programs, as you've heard already. Magnets and transformation schools and other programs do have transportation for those students. But no, in this case, there is no transportation, but it is a very good question. It does come up a lot. And I'll give you a really quick example. We have some schools that have a magnet school on its campus, and also they can accept transfers. Maybe siblings are both applying, and one gets into the magnet program and they qualify for transportation. The other one gets on there on a transfer, and unfortunately they do not have transportation. So it works in that way. So transfers, no transportation. Thank you.
Thank you, Jorge. And thank you so much to all of our amazing panelists for taking the time to answer all of these questions. We just appreciate your time and expertise so much. Families, we understand we may not have gotten to your questions, and we're sorry for that, but we do have our phone bank open until 8 p.m. tonight. So we do encourage you to reach out that way and call us at 972-925-5560. Our bilingual representatives will be answering your calls again through 8 p.m. They're also going to be there Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. So if you don't have time tonight, go ahead and put it in your calendar to call tomorrow or another time at your earliest convenience. I just want to remind everyone that the deadline to apply is Sunday, February 7th, and we encourage you to get your applications in ASAP. We just want to make sure that you're getting your applications in so that you can find out and hopefully get into an excellent school of choice, and you'll know as soon as possible. So thank you again for spending part of your evening with us, and we hope you have a great night.